That's why we pay you the big bucks, Walter.
I remembered it anyways. All right. This is the Tuesday night, November 18th, 2025 Cemetery Commissioners meeting. Starting at, I have 6:11. I got pop-up ads coming on my screen. Okay. Um, in attendance are Susan Millinger, Dina Stander, and Walter Tibbetts, chair. At this time, I see no guests in the waiting room, so we will continue on. Um, review and approve the minutes of the October 23rd, 2025 meeting, which is right here. Dina, did you get the chance to look over those?
I'm just opening them now.
Oh, okay.
I've been up to my eyeballs in this death that was
Mm,
happening. I've had like no prep time for this.
no,
I'm
well, I
sorry.
didn't have much either. I was up at 11:30 last night going through financial records and all that for the cemetery because, we needed those for the report, and I was getting a little confused. I finished it up this morning or some of it, so.
I'm still looking for these. I know they're here somewhere. Draft minutes, yay. Mm.
Well, it looks like I came downstairs. I'm in the basement keeping a cat company. Looks like I came down without everything I needed and minutes were one. So if
Okay.
you have changes, you'll have to tell me what they are.
I don't have any changes.
Well, I
Oh, I
don't either.
Oh, good.
No, I didn't see anything. Nothing jumped out at me anyways.
didn't have any questions to ask.
Yeah,
All
this looks
right.
really straightforward to me.
Yeah. So I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as printed and sent out.
Seconded?
Any further discussion? The only thing you need to do on the top of them is actually put the date in November. It's online, it's X's. That'd be November 18th.
Right. But I
No,
figured
no. Yeah, prove
I
that. Oh,
had luck
November 18th. Yeah,
to
that's
put
right.
in
That's,
the date before it is.
yeah, I was sorry, I was looking at it backwards. Okay. All right. So we have a motion and a second. No other further discussion. We'll do the roll call vote. Dina,
Aye. I have,
Susan,
uh,
Aye.
and I vote aye also.
I'm
Sorry to
so
catch you off guard
sorry.
like that.
Uh, uh, just,
All right.
aye. Mm.
Okay. Item number two, new burials, lot sales, and monument installations. As of from last month, I don't think there was anything else. No
I
new.
drove by the cemetery the other day and for some reason the cleaned stones looked really bright to me.
They are.
Look, those are the clean stones.
Yeah. It's easy to tell which one she's worked on for
It
sure.
sure is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I think all the stones that were slated to be put in, I think were put in. Although I didn't check Jerry Carey's, but I'm pretty sure they're all put in. Been no more lot sales. Nobody's come forward with a lot of the people that have started the process and haven't finished,
Right.
and no new burials. So I guess there's nothing there.
Thank you.
All right, next is the CPA grant project updates. Of course, as with last month, all the work is done for both grants, the FY 23 and the FY 25 grant. Um, and Susan, you did get the closeout report for the FY 23.
Yes,
And that was submitted, correct?
yes.
Yeah, okay. Very good. So I have not seen anything come in from Tamara with all the pictures and all that.
Hmm.
So I'll have to give her a call and see where that is. I'm just gonna look now and
Hmm.
mm, no. Yeah, I think the last one was, yeah, the group of pictures from October 22nd. So I will give her a call and see where that is. Not to bug her too much, just to keep it rolling so we can be nice to get this closeout report done close to the end of when the work was done. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's always easier to do these, even like the everybody waits till they get the reminder. I used to do the same thing, and it's so much easier to do a year-end report right at the end of the year because it's
Right.
so easy to get mixed up and start. Was it this year, last year, the year before that happened? So,
Yeah,
um,
Brennan said he's going to be asking us for the annual reports in August next year.
yeah, which isn't a bad idea.
No,
Getting them done right at the end of the year, that
yeah,
everything's fresh in your mind. It is because I always, even with the fire department and the emergency management, was trying to go back and remember just what was done where. It takes a lot more research to figure out what you did than just doing it right then. All right. So the FY23 is done. The closeout report for their FY25. I think that's the easiest way to remember them, separate them. We need information from Tamara. Need her report.
so is so what is what I wrote up for the for the first one project? Okay.
I believe so. You had asked me earlier before the meeting started if I had gotten it. And I remembered reading it, and I think it was okay, but I think if there was anything that was really glaring or something would have jumped out at me and I would have remembered. I think it was pretty much straight. I think at that point you were just going to try to add some of the pictures and the descriptions of what
Yeah,
was done.
yeah,
And that pretty much says it all. I mean, the main part of it is I hate to say it, almost cookie cutter because it's the same as the last one we did.
yeah,
So, and this one will be too.
yeah,
So except for the numbers and dates and all that, it's going to be pretty much the same.
yeah. So, shall I send it in to them or shall I wait for everybody to take a final look at it before I send it in
Oh,
to them?
you haven't sent it in to him?
No,
Oh,
it,
okay.
it came to it's a draft. Sorry, it
Okay.
didn't look like a draft because you
Hmm.
guys haven't approved it.
Okay, so maybe we should
Approve it.
let's see if I can find it and see if I can share that. Um let's see. That down to email. No, that's not what I want to do. Hmm.
If it's okay with you all, I would
Yeah,
say it's more important to spend time on the annual report where I have a number of questions. And this thing,
right.
I think it's fine, but you can take a look at it and let me know within the next week or so.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just looking to see where it was, and I quickly can't find. Of course, when you're looking for something quick, you can't
Yeah,
find things
yeah.
unless
It was,
it's in one of the threads. Was it a
uh,
separate email or?
yeah, it was a separate email and I think it was probably in October.
Okay. Yeah, there is draft report on CPA grant FY24 carried out in 25. Yep. Okay. I found it. All right. Yeah, but we can, let's see, come back to this. If you want, we can just let it go. And yeah, the fiscal FY25 year-end report is probably the more pressing one right at the
Yeah.
moment. Okay. So we'll put that off till next meeting
Okay.
and
Well, then
hopefully,
you'll have both of them.
what was that?
You'll have both of them by next meeting.
Right. Okay. Meeting. Okay. So let's move on into the FY25 year-end report. Um, I did go through this and there are, yes, you had, quite a few questions on the financial part, and then I actually had some questions on a few of the other statements here. So, let me go through.
Yeah, there's one on the bottom of page one, the number of graves, and I checked and it's 21. So that question, ignore that question.
Okay. All right.
And
What
then
did
the top of page two, I basically asked, do you want me to give examples of the work done, of some of the graves restored in the annual report?
it wouldn't hurt to show a couple pictures
Okay,
and what was done. Yeah.
okay. So I'll just take that from the graph, from the
Yeah.
report, maybe
Yeah.
condense.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple of things that I saw under cemetery activities, burials and sales of lots. At first, the first general comment, the purchase of a plot with spaces for 8 full-size burials and the burials of cremains take less space, or a lot, which is one full-size burial. Then when you get down into saying what was sold, we switched that around and said 2 lots contain units containing 8 plots.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
Thank you for catching that.
yeah, and actually I went through and looked at the sales,
Yeah,
the actual sales,
yeah.
and I think there was only 2 burial lots sold in FY25. I'm not sure.
Only two.
I,
Two lots or two plots?
2 lots. One was Oral, one was Janice Gray, and I think yeah, and you had just 2 lots. Okay. And then you said 3 plots were purchased. So that was a lot. I mean, you know, quite a number because you had two 8 plot lots and then 3 single lots sold. And that would be a total of 16, 17, 18, 19 lots.
Okay.
And I only could see looking in the paperwork that I fill out when they do a sale and the money turned in, there was only 2 sold.
Okay, I wish I had, what do I do? I made up a grid of going through but I may have made it wrong. I might have had
And,
it wrong.
and some of them, also, people talk about buying it, but they don't ever don't
Yeah.
follow through.
Yeah.
And I can double check all this. Like I said, I was up 11. I got home and I was started looking at it like 11:30 last night and trying to research all the paperwork and double check things. And And also, I think for the burials, that one's a little bit harder one sometimes to track.
Right.
Yeah, I'll give you that one because I don't remember.
Well,
Yeah, there was
Janice,
one cremation. Then Janice was the green, and I'd have to look at the dates of like
Jerry won
Jerry.
the cremation.
Yeah, but what was the date of that one?
Well, I
That's
think he must be the May one. Wait, no, a second. Let's see. No, that was postponed. Gee,
I'll have to. Maybe I might have it here. Let's see.
okay. Well, there was a cremation burial of Margaret Berman in June.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah, June of 25 or June of 24.
June of 24.
All right, so that would
Wait,
be actually
I'm sorry, not June, but July.
Oh, it was July? Okay.
Yeah.
July of 24. Okay, that would be
Well, wait a second though. I think I screwed this up because it's in the July minutes, but it's
it was a
talking
June burial.
about a cremation burial that took place in June. Oh, on June 23rd. Okay, so that shouldn't be there.
Okay, and actually Jerry Carey was buried June June 29th. So he was FY 24 also.
Jerry?
Yeah. Because I met with the family on the 28th, and I have the cremational burial of Jerry Carey on Sunday the 29th
Of I have
of June.
okay.
That's in my schedule. I
Okay.
might have it wrong. If it got postponed, it might have been a little bit later.
Yeah, no. So that was June.
Yep, June 29th. It was just
Okay, that's the one that says pending. And I think the May postponed was maybe.
hmm.
Oh no. Um, I think that was Carol Oral's husband that was
That
postponed.
was
That was in
in May,
May. Yeah,
May
that's
17th.
that's the one that, oh, it says on my grid, one cremation postponed.
Uh, That's right, because there wasn't a burial. It's scheduled for that, but then she postponed it. He was never buried. They had a ceremony, but they didn't bury him.
Oh,
They had a
okay.
graveside ceremony, but did not bury him.
Well, I have that in my minutes. Okay, so there were three burials, yes?
The gravesite ceremony and didn't.
Or
Hmm.
No, because
just two, because this one in July was really June
right.
Berman. So
And Jerry Carey was in June also of 24. So June of 25, which
25.
means it's fiscal year 24. No, no, fiscal year 25.
No,
Sorry. I'm getting mixed up on my fiscal year. Sorry, you are right.
it is
Jerry
so
was,
hard. It is so hard to keep straight.
yeah.
So we have two here in FY 25. One cremation and one green burial.
All right.
Okay.
And I'm just going to look now, going back, seeing I'm in the right fiscal year. If I have any others on my did I put down on my schedule?
So,
I'm glad you guys are looking at this because I am so brain dead today that I can't think. It's really, um, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I just should have done this a little sooner, but
well, these are easy to do for me because in the footnote, in the minutes, because it's the first page of the minutes.
right.
So, yeah, so we've got that squared away. I included Margaret Gurman in the wrong year. Okay.
Seems like we would have had more burials, but I guess not.
Well, we had a lot of talk about burials.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember there being other ones. It was a slow year.
Yeah, which is
Oh,
good in that aspect.
was a happy year for the town.
There we go.
Yep, that's all I have. I think what I've got to do myself is just make a record of, when I do a burial, have it marked down like a logbook, just so we
That would be
makes
really
makes it
helpful.
easier.
That
Yeah.
would be helpful.
Yes.
Of course, when you're doing stuff all year long, you don't think about end of year reports and keeping
No,
things straight for that. So there's two burials. So there's one cremation and one green, correct?
right.
Okay.
Now I'm looking for lot sales.
The stones, that's probably I'm not gonna try to track that because I usually don't, but lot sales,
Hi, buddy.
I can look that up real quick here too for FY. Um, sure.
Okay, so I have in April about a lot sale to Carol Oral, lot number 267 and one plot in number 550.
Yeah, Carol Oral. Um, Janice Gray actually, because she bought hers on September 7th, 2024, which makes that FY 25.
Yep, I got that. It's yep, in my
So
group.
Janice Gray, Oral, yeah, Van Nets were just in 23. So that's the only two that I have here. Oh, no, that's for 2024.
Yeah, I mean, I think, geez, that's really a terrible total.
Well, like I said, it was a slow year.
So there's a lot of I think I included,
A
okay.
lot of pending people, a lot of people asking about it, and I've met with people, but there's quite a few that never have followed through yet.
Yeah, I included pending in here and I shouldn't have.
Mm.
And I don't know where I got that total. I was out to lunch there. So two plots and one lot.
No, just two lots. That was it. There were two singles. So Janice Gray bought just a single lot, and Carol Oral bought a single lot because they were going to be cremated, buried side by side.
Okay, so but the the definition is that a plot has 8 and a lot is 1.
Yeah, a lot is a single burial,
Right. So that should have been lot.
unless we call it a family plot or something like that. Makes it sound because we can sell them from 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And it's just that they were grouped in lots of 8 is how they were made
Yeah,
up on the map. Back when they used to buy family plots more than they do nowadays.
yes. Okay, so what did Carol Oral buy?
She bought one, if you want to call it traditional burial lot.
Yeah, one plot with space for eight.
No, no, she bought a single. Oops, don't, no, 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 no. Cancel, cancel. I almost clicked the wrong thing here. Almost cancel, stop the meeting. Let me go back and pull that up. Come on, open up. Yeah, she bought an eighth lot, which is a single plot, holds one grave.
Okay,
And that was lot number 267, G as in George.
so two lots.
Nope, one lot.
Okay, but the plot is the bigger one for eight?
A plot is 8 graves,
Right,
and she bought a single grave.
that's right. So she just bought one lot.
Yes.
Okay, so just two lots.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
My grid did not.
Carol's was more expensive because she was not a non-resident at the time she bought it, so hers was 550 and Janice's was 350.
Okay.
So we took in $900 from sales.
That's nice.
Okay, let's see. So we've got that section straightened out, right?
Yeah, yep. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
Oh no, that's all right. It is so confusing. Um, that again, probably why it's better to do it first thing, right
Yeah,
in
yeah,
July or August.
yes.
All right, cemetery special project. And that was the FY23 grant. It was finished up in the spring of 25. You got the right number there. Um,
Not gonna be
yeah,
more.
and doing the FY25 commission plan. Right, and that work was actually started in FY26. So
The first project started in,
no, the second one at the end where you say in
oh,
FY25, the commission applied for and received another CPA grant to support the restoration of the remainder of the 40, I think it was 42 stones, not
was it?
44.
Okay. I
That's
think,
why it was 21 and 21.
okay.
Identified as the most in need for professional expertise. This grant was supplemented by a gift from the Historical Commission and a sum from the Cemetery Commission's Expendable Trust Fund. And let's see.
I looked at the applications for
Okay, yep. Okay. All right, so that's all good. Yeah, and a couple examples of some of the stones wouldn't hurt for people to see. All right. Now the ground penetrating radar project, that was actually two different things done at the same time that Tom did. We started looking for ground penetrating radar, and we had talked about doing, even with Bob Perry, electronic mapping, and those were two separate things.
Okay,
So Tom did that. He his big thing was, the mapping, the electronic mapping, but at the same
mhm,
time, he did then do the ground penetrating radar in all the lots that we had were marked unknown. So the reason for the project was, as you said, lots marked unknown, and then the electronic mapping was because the maps that we have didn't actually match what was physically there.
Some of this, Walter, would be easier if you actually
Yep.
wrote pieces.
That's what I was thinking last night, and I can take this part and kind of straighten it out and rewrite it and send it back to you.
Okay, that'd be great.
Okay. Because yeah, the costs were actually the cost for that whole project was 13,500. And what we did was there was, let's see, I think we voted on May 15th, 2024 to allocate $7,250 of the expendable trust fund and $3,000 from the Friends of the Historic Commission gift fund. And then the 5,000 retainer was an anonymous donation. And then it ended up that we only needed 5,500 from the expendable trust fund. So what we voted on and what we actually ended up paying were a little bit different. Or what we ended up using. So I'll include all that.
Okay, good.
And basically I'll take what you have there and just clarify it.
Okay. Good.
Because I had to remind myself too of what the costs were and all that by looking at what.
Yeah, I didn't seem to have them in the minutes, which wasn't very helpful.
Because there was that I had done some current financial status of the Shutesbury Cemetery Commission. I did one in May or something like that, and one right in June at the end of the year. And that probably wasn't in the minutes, so not having full access to all this stuff by everybody makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But you got that. Okay. And then let's see, next was the in-house project, clarification of correct lot baselines. I can go through that too and
Good.
make that, straighten that out for what was actually there. All right. So I'll take care of those. Let's see, then cemetery maintenance, the hiring of a new groundskeeper. That all looked, I think, pretty good. Yeah, that's good. All right. Special maintenance issues at Pratt Corner Road. Now the tree coming down, that looked all good.
Right.
Additional maintenance, yeah, that the highway department did some work there, or they hired that guy, whoever it was they were using that day. Okay. Then we have cemetery regulations are a work in progress. Changes to the existing regulations for traditional burials have been made and posted on the commission's webpage in September.
Yeah, there was a little
Can we
typo
change
there.
that word to conventional burials?
Yes,
Thank you. Since our
conventional. That's
traditional
that's a
burials-
that's a more correct term than traditional.
Yeah,
Because if you go back, traditional used to be what green is now.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's why I keep trying to make the point. So,
Yep. No, it's good. Thank you.
and I don't know.
Conventional.
Oh,
you don't know what.
I don't know anything. I am overtired.
And then we want to change that
Shameless.
back in the burials too. One cremation. Oh no, it was one cremation, one green. Okay. We took out traditional because there
Yeah,
was
we
none.
did.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to get better about using that term too because it does make sense.
It does. It's not all that commonly used, so it's not like you're behind, behind the times or anything.
Yeah.
You're ahead of the times, Walter.
Wow.
I
All
know.
right.
May we all prevail.
All right. So were you, for that check, were you looking to check the date that they were posted, Susan?
I
Or
was just
check that
wanting
they
to
were?
check that they've made it to the webpage and they're there. So
They are.
yeah, so I answered my own question there, yes. They're-
Okay. All right. In FY 25, the chair's often frustrating experiences in opening and closing graves for cremations led to the drafting of cremation burial worksheet and a new fee schedule for that work. The worksheet given to family members in charge of arrangements for cremation burials is providing helpful to all concerned. Is to be posted on the commission's webpage. Did we get that?
I found the worksheet and I will send it in to Gail to post.
Okay.
I
All
didn't
right.
find the fee schedule. A fee schedule.
The fee schedule actually didn't change. What we did change was at town meeting, we actually created the revolving fund for burials because there never was one. So even though it's been done like that for years, and that's the way I was told it was done, is that the fee just went to the person doing it. Um, to do it correctly, it should have been made out to the town of Shutesbury and it goes in and then it's tracked and they take the taxes out and pay the person for doing that. And I still have to talk to Gail to make sure what, there's, I don't have a account code for that to pay like myself or Carl when we've collected that money. So actually, there was one that I collected money for, and I just put it in and never filed for it. And it's way too late to do anything now. But it just brought to mind that yeah, we set this all up, but then there was never any information got back to us as exactly what the accounts were. And when we put that in, does that go into a is that on a separate paper going into the treasurer? Because I don't have an account that it's supposed to go into. So that reminds me, I gotta call her or send her an email and get that clarified. That was the fee schedule change. So we cannot leave we can just leave it out. That wasn't a
Okay.
schedule change. It was just, just talk about the actual worksheet.
Do you want to talk about the revolving fund then at this point?
No, I don't think
Oh,
it's
it's
really
it's
that.
not really something to report.
No, it's just more of
Internal
a
process.
logistics process. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see, then the natural green regulations began to receive special attention in FY 25 as guidelines are to be developed for families or friends wishing to bury their deceased themselves. Since there is increasing interest in family managed burials, from digging the grave to covering the body with soil, the Cemetery Commission in Shrewsbury wishes to prepare 4 requests. Work on these guidelines has begun. Yep, that's good. The next section with the Jewish community of Amherst, I don't know if we need to put anything about them in here. If we do, the only thing, and this is just personal, is to say that many people confuse the fact that, the JCA they think is managed by the Shutesbury Cemetery Commission, and it is in fact not. And you know, thing about Dean is the commission member who serves as a liaison to them would be fine, but I wouldn't put that there's no issues about the JCA because somebody's going to take offense to that because there was some issues with a Board of Health thing with them. So I would just leave that out. I would just say if we're going to mention them that people sometimes confuse us that we manage it, but it's not. And we can help steer people to the proper authorities if they want. I guess. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Dina?
I think that's fine. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I think we have to do what makes sense to us and what's workable. And
All
I'm
right.
I'm really, really tired. I'm not
That's
I I
okay. That's
I
okay.
am unusually brainless today. So
All right.
if I change my mind about thinking it's fine, you'll when I have a brain again, I'll tell you. But
Okay.
for
That sounds
now,
good.
let's go with it.
All right.
I think that, I find us in general to be thoughtful and caring, and that's what
Right.
the job needs. So
Right. And it's just, I just didn't want to start putting something about another agency in our report.
I think that makes I'm really comfortable not saying anything about there being problems for sure. Because
Yeah.
they're not our problems, for one thing.
No.
Right.
And they're the Board of Health's problems. I don't know why the JCA doesn't do a better job of being in touch with us. Um, but that's on them. I mean, like I explain periodically that someone from there needs to send us um the burial information to the town clerk, and they
Mm.
continue to generally not register their burials.
Wow.
And
And I have some of those. I think I turned into Grace
you
before
had
she
some because
left.
they finally gave you some,
Because
but that's a
but Clark, and we got them because Clark's used to do them. He used to sign them and send them in,
right,
but it shouldn't have been. They should have been going to them. And
right.
then I got a few that I was like, at first till we started talking about, it, I was like, I don't know what to do with these because they're not ours.
They're not ours, and that's the thing. So, um, I will try again because they're a pretty active burial ground. They're more active than we are,
Yes. Yep.
and they're busy. And I don't think the town is getting any of those records. So I will try again to contact them. Will you put that in the minutes so that I remember to do it, please?
Yeah.
And I'll try
Because
again.
it is on them to
It's totally on them,
make sure
and
that.
but it's a problem for the descendants of the people they're burying if they don't do it.
Right.
And that's really the thing, because this stuff isn't getting to vital records with the state. And that's why we have the forms.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll explain to them that it's not that the town of Shutesbury wants to be a pain in the ass. It's that
It's state law.
it's state law, and could they please comply?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you want, Susan, I started pulling together the finances last night, but I can go through those. I went through them a little bit more this morning, um, and just clarify some of that stuff. Some of it was right. The allocate allotted for the budget is 1,631, and the remaining was 376,07. That was accurate. Um, I can update on the project costs and what was spent out of the expendable trust and where that stands. Um, and also for wages, I did pull that figure out today too. I wrote it down somewhere. Okay, yeah, I have it here. I can tell you what it is, but I can go through it
Okay.
and change it. Cemetery wages, we started with 4,708, which is an increase from last year. We expended 1,972.08, leaving a balance of $2,735.92.
So that money carry over?
No,
Okay. Disappear.
no. It just goes back into general fund. And they had increased that from the year before, I guess because pay was going up. I don't know if it went up commensurate to the increase in pay or not, but um I think, Carl has been so efficient in what he does that there's been a lot less hours put in
Ah,
for what's done. I mean, some of it is understandable, like Susan used to weed whack the whole front of the cemetery, from the stone wall out by the road, and that takes some time, where Carl just takes the mower and goes up and down and it's done. So, you know,
Yep.
it's just a difference in how things were done that I think we're actually spending less in uh in the wages. Keep going here. Grants, in-house project, clarification of correct lot base. Oh, no, I'm skipping. Yeah, grant approval approved in annual meeting. Yep, you got that, and the grant approved in spring. You got all that there. How much money came into the expendable trust fund from the sale of lots or plots? We just talked about that.
$900, you told us.
900, yeah, 900. There you go. All right. Other than that, I mean,
So one quick question about, I
Sure.
asked about the Zoom account because I wondered,
oh yeah. And that was actually paid. I went and looked at it. We paid that in the end of fiscal year 24.
okay,
And it was supposed to be for a year.
okay,
And what happened was, I guess that, when the town took over all the accounts and redid them as they are now, um, there was a credit came back, but it went back to the town, and it was
okay.
town's money anyways. So it really, we'd have spent that if we'd have kept on our own. But the town it wasn't like they got paid twice for one account. It did come back as a credit to the town. So
So I won't say anything about the Zoom account.
no, no, I just let that go.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will work on this as soon as probably this weekend, so I can get it back to you right away. I
Oh,
don't think I'll
thank
have,
you. These things are due the 21st.
yeah, I don't think I'll have time to do it
Not
before
to
the
worry.
weekend,
I don't.
unless I get a day off from work.
Yeah,
But
he's not gonna complain if it's a few days late.
yeah,
Yeah. If it's a week late, he won't complain. After Thanksgiving would be fine.
yeah. No, I just as soon try to get it done right away so I don't forget it. Just while it's on my mind and I got all the figures and facts and figures out here, most of them, I'll just sit down and do it. I almost started it last night and I kind of felt like Dina feels right now. I looked at it and went,
Yeah.
oh, there's no way.
There's no way.
There is no way I'm even going to start this.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
important to understand our
And
limitations.
I thank you, Susan. This is a great job. It's a lot of work pulling all this stuff together from minutes and everything else. So it's
Yeah.
Yeah. And what we
definitely
have is a secretary who really doesn't understand most of the projects. I mean, I understand a cremation, but the
that's all
stuff
right.
that you
And
do all, I don't really understand.
sometimes I don't do a great job of explaining what's being done either. So
Well, I think you don't understand the depth of ignorance of what your secretary has.
all right. Well, that's
Very, very smart secretary.
okay. Anything else on the fiscal year 25 year in report then?
Not for me.
Okay, good. All right, moving on. Instructions, guidelines for green and natural burials.
Where are we, Susan?
We put it aside to do this other stuff that seemed to be higher priority.
Good.
Okay.
Let's come back to it when we're ready.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
got the materials collected, so it's
Yeah, you
matter-
did send some stuff out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
and I'm happy to sit down with you and go through it and sort of, sometimes it just goes better when we're together in the same room. So we could meet again
Yeah.
at town hall sometime.
yeah, sure.
That-
Or I can draft something and send it to you.
Either way,
Yeah, and I think it does make sense as you we talked about earlier is to have something that, all the nitty-gritty we need to go over, but then, take out some highlights for people that are interested in doing this, at least to get some kind of guideline. And you can put a caveat at the end. These are, n not all the regulations that, it gives you a good idea, but before
Well, we gotta
proceeding.
draft the whole thing anyway, so let's get it
Yeah.
here and then we'll
Yeah.
decide which parts to put on the page.
Yep. Sounds good. All right. All right. That'll go for next month. The road marker lot measurement pin project is pretty much on hold with the weather the way it's been.
No
I
kidding.
wasn't able to do any more painting. I got things packed up. Um, and just with the way everything's gone the last few weeks, I've sat down, I've talked with Carl about doing it and all that, but I don't think we're going to get it started before the weather turns really cold and the ground really starts freezing. So I think it's
Sounds
going
like
to
a
be,
good thing for spring.
yeah, I think it's
You
going to be a
just have to
springtime
not have
project.
anything happen to you during the winter because you're still the only person who knows where everything is.
Well, hopefully I'll still be here in the spring. We'll
Stick
work towards
around,
that.
Walter.
All right. And that way, and I'll take one of the maps and actually mark out where we should be putting them. That way it'll be there in case, God forbid, something does happen. At least people know where they should be going in.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Oh, I'm gonna put that right here. Mark out on a map locations of pins. Okay. All right. Do we have any other unfinished business?
I hope not.
Any other
I thought
new business or items not anticipated 48 hours prior to our meeting?
Not that I know.
Not that I know of either.
Okay, that's good. Then we just need to set the date for the next meeting. Do we want to do a December meeting
Do we have
in amongst all the holidays?
It depends whether you want to take a look as a group at the final grant report that we're sending in to CPC.
Yeah, we probably should. We can just make it a short meeting.
Yeah.
We'll leave a lot of
Okay.
stuff and
I've got my
basically just,
calendar open. I can't believe it's the end of the year already.
I know.
That one went really fast. So are we looking at the 16th?
I would think so.
let's
Okay.
see. I'm trying to get there
Is that
myself.
okay? Is that an okay date?
Works for me.
December 16th. Um, yeah, I've got nothing. All
Okay.
right.
Thanks for calling me. I was just sitting here. I knew this morning that I had a meeting with you this evening.
Yeah, it's hard when you're feeling brain dead to have to go through the minutia we went through though.
Uh, um, it was okay. And I really appreciate that I enjoy just sitting with the two of you, so it doesn't matter. It's like, yeah,
All
I'll
right.
do that.
Um,
Way too tired to be useful, but I'll go.
all right. So next thing on the agenda is adjournment. Um,
I'll move to adjourn.
Second,
okay. All right. And I guess we do an official vote on that. So, Dina,
Aye.
Susan,
aye.
and I vote aye also. So that concludes the meeting I have at 7:06.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I will now stop the recording.